Hello, Cougar Nation, and welcome to Geisman Gymnasium here on October 11th for some Cougar Volleyball. It's the Concordia Chicago Cougars taking on the visiting Alverno Inferno from Wisconsin in a NAC matchup. And both of these teams, they've had a rough run of it in action so far. The Cougars and the Inferno enter today's matchup 0-4 in conference play, both looking to pick up that first conference win. I'm Jonathan Cheer on the Cougar Sports Network here with Lydia Vonderhaar as we get ready to go out on the court for the Cougars. It's India Day, number 5, Kate Foley, number 6, Bethany Rathel, number 7, Isabel Valley, number 10, Lily Hunt, number 24, Harmony Cooper, and number 26, Ava Cavado. And we'll see who will be serving it up to start in just a moment. It'll be the Cougars to open up the serve, and it's Isabel Valley, the setter today for Concordia Chicago, dropping back for the serve. And the serve is up, and we are underway. It's passed up by Hereford, sent over. Now Valley sets up for Day. That's an errant reception and the first kill of the day for India Day. Concordia Chicago up 1-0 early. Valley will continue the serve. Gets it across. Kept up by Hereford, sent over by King. Valley gets there, and Day just has to send it over. Brooklyn Hereford sends that to the other Hereford, over by King, and down. Alverno right back in it. They've evened it up at 1. Holly King with the kill. Out on the court for Alverno is number 4, the libero, Brooklyn Hereford. Number 5, Cherisi Cooch. Number 9, Sophia Mitchell. Number 10, Holly King. Number 15, Mary Needham. Number 16, Bianca Hereford, the setter. And then number 19, Elise Kozakowski, as the Cougars pick up their second point of the day. And now India Day will drop back to serve. Day sends it just over the net. Set up by Cooch, over by Mitchell. Try number 2, this time for King. Blocked down again. Set up for King. Gets it over. Now Valley sets for Hunt. A floater kept up, but it's going to get down. Lily Hunt picks up the kill, and it's 3-1 Concordia. The Cougars applying offensive pressure early and getting ahead early. That's something the Cougars have struggled with a lot this season, is getting ahead early. Sent over by Juno. Now Foley over. Set by Cooch. King can't get it past the net. And the Cougars 3 in a row to make it 4-1. You look at the last couple games for the Cougars, they're coming off of a 3-1 loss against Illinois Tech. Before that, a 3-0 loss to St. Norbert, and before that, a 3-1 loss to Edgewood. As that'll get down another point for Concordia, and they are up early 5-1, a 4-0 scoring run. And it's pretty evenly spread too. India Day, Lily Hunt, and Harmony Cooper all picking up kills early as Day sends that over. That's set up for Mitchell. And the Cougars, miscommunication on the front line with Valley and Cooper. And then I'll get down. An error sends the point over to the Inferno, who will look to respond to the run from the Cougars. Dropping back to serve is Holly King, the freshman out of Richland Center, Wisconsin. Valley sets up Cooper, who spikes it into the net. And that's 2 in a row for Inferno. Brings it back within 2. King gets it across. Foley over to Valley, sets up Hunt. Power shot to the back row. Inferno try to keep it up and they can't get it. All the way back to the end line bleachers, and it finally gets down for a Cougar point. Lily Hunt, her second kill of the day. Makes it a 6-3 game, and now Harmony Cooper will drop back to serve for Concordia. Cooper floats it over, a diving save by Hereford. Again, Hereford. King gets it across. Foley able to keep it in. Valley just has to pass it over. Hereford to Cooch. Then Mitchell gets it down right in the empty space in the middle of the court. And it's back within 2. These two teams trading points. Back for the serve. And the Cougars can't return Brooklyn Hereford's serve. And Alverno, they respond to the Cougars' early run. They bring it back within 1. It's 6-5. Okay, Votto gets it over, and that'll run into the official stand and down. Ava K. Votto into the game and picks up her first kill of the day to bring it back over to the Cougars. Lily Hunt serves it across. That's set up on the near side for Needham. Day tries to keep it up and can't get there. Again, a little bit of miscommunication on the near side between Hunt and Day, and it goes back over to Alverno, a 7-6 game. Back for the serve is Bianca Hereford. Hereford across. Valley sets up. Votto on the run. They'll say it's tipped at the line. Valley just tries to slam it back over. Kept up by Day. Valley over to Foley. Gooch sets that for Hereford. Straight back over and down. An errant pass from Sherisi Cooch. And Kate Foley sends it right back where it came from. Back to the Cougars, back to a 2-point lead, 8-6 Concordia, as Foley drops back for the serve. Foley across. Cooch sets that. Right back down. Needham can't get it past the net. And it's a 3-point lead for Concordia, again, 9-6. Foley tips the pin. And that'll be a service error point over to Alverno. So the Inferno take that gift. They'll take the point back. With a 2-point deficit, Elise Kozakowski drops back for the serve. Kozakowski, the sophomore out of Watertown, Wisconsin. Valley sets for Day. Tapped over by Buck. Foley from the back row, floater to the corner, kept up by Hereford. King just has to pass it back over. Foley to Valley. Votto kept up in the air by Kozakowski. Near side, Buck sends it over. Rathel to Valley, over to Day! Slams it down. It's 10-7 Concordia. Back and forth rally goes the way of the Cougars. And they crack double digits as Bethany Rathel drops back for the serve. Rathel tosses it up, sends it over. Miscommunication on the far side with Hereford and Buck. And that'll get tapped into the bleachers. Back to a 4-point lead for Concordia Chicago. Rathel up and over. Hereford to Hereford. King tipped off the net, kept up by Foley. There's a dump off and down. The flick from Isabel Valley, and it's a 5-point lead for Concordia, their largest lead of the day. I mean, right now, Lydia, the Cougars, we've seen a couple communication errors on their part, but right now, Alverno is struggling with a bit with that communication and then the consistency in the passing as well.
Yeah, I would agree and second that.
Day sends that over and out of bounds, making it a 4-point lead for Concordia. Needham now with the serve, trying to shrink that lead. Foley receives, Valley setting for Cooper. Hereford can't receive cleanly, and that's down, out of bounds, point Cougars. Right back to a 5-point Cougar lead as Valley drops back for the serve. Up and over. Bit of an awkward reception. Hereford just has to pass it across. Hunt to Valley. Hunt over and kept up. Buck gave up on the play and wasn't able to get to the ball that was kept up in the air. So that point goes over to Concordia. It's now a 6-point lead for the Cougars. Hereford to King. And that is down out of bounds off of the Cougars. Point Alverno. So 2-1 trade. Alverno back within 5 as CUC will drop back for the serve. CUC tosses it up, sends it over. Cooper blocked at the net. Cooper can't block that one. It's a kill for Sophia Mitchell. Slams it down. And that's 2 in a row for Alverno. Back within 4. The Inferno cracked double digits. Cooper can't get that past the net. Over to Alverno. 3-point run. And it's 14-11. CUC sends it over. Day to Valley. Sets up Day. Tipped off the net. CUC sets that up for Juneau. And Juneau can't keep it in bounds. At that point, we'll head back over to the Cougars. Another error from Alverno. Kills the bit of momentum they had. So the Cougars with a 4-point lead, a chance to extend it as Rosemary Brenner comes into the game for the first time today and will drop back for the serve. Brenner sends it over. CUC sets that up for Mitchell, and it's an errant set. Mitchell can't get there. And it's down on their own side. Point Cougars back to a 5-point lead. Brenner back for the serve again. Brenner up and over. CUC sets for Mitchell. This time it's over. Brenner receives straight back over. And Lily Hunt blocks the immediate return. Back down on Alverno's side. And the Cougars keep possession. It's 17-11. Brenner again across. Kept up by Hereford. Straight back over. Hereford just has to pass it over. Wraithville can't keep it up. And Alverno on their back foot. Turn nothing into something. Alverno back within 5. Impressive defensive set from Alverno on that play. King serves it across. Hunt. Long pass. Miscommunication again between Valley and Wraithville, and it drops to the ground. Point Alverno. The team meeting in the middle of the court just to have a quick chat. Coach Palmer trying to tell his team to calm down. King sends it across. Brenner passes that over to Foley. High shot. Cooch sets that for Kozakowski and down. Kozakowski splits the block. And Alverno is back within 4. King over Brenner to Valley, sets up Hunt. And Hunt gets it down. She splits the block herself. And it's point Cougars. Back to a 4-point lead, 18-14. Harmony Cooper is back on the serve. Gets it across. Hereford to Cooch. Sets up Mitchell. Blocked and down! Foley and Cavado. And the Cougars back-to-back points. They're back up by 5. Cooper across again. Cooch sets up for Kozakowski's block straight back down again. This time it's Hunt and Cavado. The Cougars front line putting in work. And a 6-point lead prompts the first timeout of the day from head coach Neely Newton. And with that break on the court, we'll take a break here at the Cougars Sports Network. Cougars lead by 6. We'll be back in just a minute for the rest of set number 1. And welcome back to Geisman Gymnasium. Harmony Cooper back to serve still for Concordia. Cougars on a 3-0 run, looking to run their way to the end of set 1. Cooper across, Hereford to Cooch, sets up Mitchell. Valley, this time setting up Foley. Kept up by King. Cooch over to Kozakowski. Brenner passing for Foley on the far side, off the net, kept up by Hereford. Cooch now setting Juneau over, kept up by Valley. Brenner and Hunt just has to pass it over. King to Cooch, over to Kozakowski, blocks, but it's out of bounds. A long rally, and Alverno comes out on top. You always want the point out of the timeout, and Alverno got it there. They're back within 5. They've been keeping that deficit in that 4 to 6 point range for a while now. Wrathel receives, Valley passing for Hunt, and that shot just too high, didn't get on top of it, and it's out the back line, point Alverno. Four-point lead for the Cougars. Back to serve is Brooklyn Hereford. Wrathel receives. That set up for Foley. Back line, over and out. It's another point for Alverno, and they're back within 3. 3 in a row out of the timeout. Coach Newton loving what they're seeing on the court. Hereford up and over. Wrathel to Valley. Miscommunication on the front line. Foley slaps it across. Kozakowski, far back corner. And Wrathel tried to save a ball that was going out. It's 4 in a row for Alverno, and Coach Palmer calls his first timeout of the day. Alverno taking all the momentum out of their timeout, and Coach Palmer looking to get the momentum back on his team's side. So far in the first set, even spread on offense for both of these teams. 6 different players on the Cougars with a kill, 5 different players on the Inferno with a kill. So far, Lily Hunt and Elise Kozakowski both up there with 4. And honestly, on paper, this has been a pretty even matchup so far, about even in errors for both these squads. A big difference is that hitting percentage. The Cougars hovering around 171. It's not great. It's not what you really want to see, but it's better than what Alverno is at right now, an 079 hit percentage through the first 20 points of this set. Back to serve for the Inferno is Brooklyn Herford again, working with a 4-0 run right now. Herford up and over. Raythel receives. Valley over to Hunt. Blocked at the net. Valley tosses it up for Foley. Blocked at the net. Foley keeps it up. Valley sets it for Hunt again. Hunt splits the block and down. Just what Palmer's looking for out of the timeout. And Lily Hunt, her 5th kill of the day. It's a 21-18 game. Cougars back in front by 3. Hunt across. Cooch sets this for Needham. Valley passing up for Foley, just gets it over. Errant reception, slapped back across by Kevado. Kozakowski hits it over. And Lily Hunt looked like she got a bit tripped up or dove a bit early. And she can't keep that one up. These two squads trade points back to a 2-point game. Back for the serve is Bianca Herford. Herford across. Raythel to Valley for Kevado. And a power shot there. Just shoves its way through the Alverno defense. Back to a 3-point lead for Concordia. Back into the game is India Day. Foley back for the serve, up and over. Cooch sets for Needham. Floater picked up by Hunt. Valley over to Day, has to shove that one across. Cooch over to Kozakowski now. Hunt receives. Miscommunication again between Valley and Kevado. And it's back to a 2-point lead for Alverno. That's something we haven't touched on much, is Isabel Valley in the game as setter. Not the team's starting center to start the year, not either of their 2 starting centers of the year. Both of their primary setters, Milena Adler and Eva Fitzgerald, out today. That's forcing Valley into action as a full-time setter as India Day powers that one through the block. Back to a 3-point lead for the Cougars, and they're just 2 away from taking set number 1. Raythel back on the serve, up and over. And can't get it past the net. Service error sends it back over to the Inferno, so they're back within 2. Needham with the serve, gets it across. Day receives, errant reception, and it's over to the Inferno. The Cougars front line of Cooper and Valley can't get it over cleanly. 1-point game. Needham across. Raythel, errant reception. Hunt just has to pass it over. Herford sets up Mitchell, and Mitchell went early. It's a high set. And the Cougars bring it to match point. And we get a timeout from Alverno. Coach Newton using their last of the set. And why not? You had a lot of momentum through the last couple of plays. You managed to bring the game within 1. So if you got a bit of momentum right now, you can pick up 2 consecutive points. That would force extra volleyball at the minimum. And you look at the last time the Cougars won the first set of a match. You don't have to go back too far. You go back to their second conference match 3 games ago against Edgewood here at home. The Cougars won the first set, lost the next 3. But the Cougars looking to pick up that first set win here today against Alverno. You go over to the Inferno's side of things. Last time they won the first set of a match. Go back again, 3 games for them as well, and a similar result, winning for the first set against Dominican, and then losing the next 3. So both of these teams, similar track records in their last couple of games as far as that first set goes. Cougars, they'd love to be the one to win it here today. Valley tosses it up and sends it into the net. Another service error for Concordia. Service errors on their last 2 service opportunities, and it makes it a 1-point game again. Alverno 23, Cougars 24. Back for the serve is Sharisti Cooch. Cooch across, kept up by Foley. Day from mid-range floats it over and down. The Cougars pushed onto the back foot, but they managed to scrounge out a set 1 win in Geisman Gymnasium. Cougars take set number 1, 25-23. Alverno doing their best to make it interesting at the end. But that'll bring us to the end of set 1. Cougars up 1-0 as we head to set 2. We'll be back for set 2 in just a couple minutes here on the Cougar Sports Network. And welcome back to River Forest. We get ready for set number 2. Cougars won set 1, 25-23, giving them a 1-0 lead heading into the second set of the day. As we get ready to go for set number 2, Lydia, Alverno, they were able to keep it close in set 1. Weren't able to get the job done. What adjustments do you think the Inferno need to make to try and get on top and get over that hill in set number 2?
A lot of communication, because as it was evident in the last set that even both sides, but mostly Inferno, they had a lot of back-to-back mistakes that could have led them to better chances of having points.
As we get ready to go In set number 2, it'll be Alverno opening things up with the serve. CUC back for the serve. CUC will toss it up, send it over. Received errantly by Day, straight into the bleachers. And Alverno draws first blood. It's 1-0 Inferno. CUC across. Day keeps it up this time. Valley sets Cooper, slammed down. Brooklyn Hereford tried to predict it, went to ground on the dive. And Cooper just sent a medium strength shot to the back corner. No one able to get to it with Hereford on the ground. It makes it a 1-1 game as Rosemary Brenner drops back for the serve. Brenner across. Errant reception kept up by CUC. King over. Cougars get it across. Kozakowski gets it down. The Inferno coaching staff is adamant that that was 4 touches, and I'm going to be honest, I'm inclined to agree with Alverno. That looked like 4 touches to me. And we're going to have a convention at the post now. Hunt and CUC over talking with the center official as the official is explaining what they saw out on the court that is the reason there was not 4 hits. CUC coming back over to fill in her coaching staff. And we'll see how Coach Newton shrugs it off. And we'll have to look at the video later, get a check on that one. Mitchell across, kept up by Rathel. Foley to Brenner. Straight over, Hereford to CUC. Juneau just able to get it over the net. Miscommunication on the front corner between Cooper and Hunt. Rathel sprinting in from the far side to try and get under it. And, I mean, we've seen communication issues from the Cougars before. This is a different kind of communication. It's not often that they don't know who that pass is going to. Hunt, straight over. Foley keeps it up, but it's out of bounds. And it's point Alverno, the Inferno, in front for the second time this set. It's 3-2. King sends it over. Valley sets up Foley, slams it across. Hunt at the line, sends it straight back over. Kozakowski splits the block, kept up by Valley. Miscommunication again on the back row. That's going to be 4 sets. 4 touches. Janelle White and Rosemary Brenner miscommunicating on the back row, and it forces a bad pass. It's a 2-point lead for Alverno, 4-2. Errant reception from Brenner. It's an ace for Holly King. 3-point lead for Alverno, 5-2. 4-0 run coming off of the no call on the 4-touch. Another errant reception. Valley can't get there. And Coach Palmer subbing in India Day for Rosemary Brenner. And I was going to say, at this point, you have to do something. You have to make a substitution or call a timeout. Foley receives. Valley sets up Hunt. Blocked at the line. Valley this time setting up Foley. And they're going to say it's out of bounds. And Coach Palmer finally calling a timeout as the Inferno go on a 6-0 run. 5-point deficit for Concordia. I mean, we can ask, what are the reasons that the Cougars aren't playing well so far in set number 2, but pretty obvious out there. Errant passes and miscommunication, errant receptions. The Cougars just playing sloppy volleyball right now in set number 2. Coach We're going in to talk to his team, try and bring it back together, but I think the thing that stands out the most, you can encapsulate it all in that serve-receive category. The Cougars haven't been able to get the ball back over cleanly, whether it's on the reception, whether it's on that first pass after reception, there's no one getting under it. The Cougars aren't playing offense cleanly right now, and they're going to have to correct that quickly to get back into set 2. Inferno up by 5, a 6-0 run, largest run of the day for either team so far. As Holly King will drop back to continue her serve. King across. White receives. Valley sets that for Foley, a floater. Kozakowski to Cooch, sets up Juno. Valley sets up Hunt, floater. Hunt keeps it up! White passing over to Foley. Cooch sets Juno mid-range, kept up by Valley. White passing to Hunt. Hunt blocked at the line, but it's out of bounds. And the Cougars get what they need out of the timeout. They end the Alverno run. They get their point back. And they're up to 3, have it at a 3-point deficit, as Harmony Cooper will drop back for the serve. Cooper tosses it up, sends it over. And it's a tough reception from Kozakowski. Can't get under it cleanly. And Alverno can't keep it in play, eventually shanked into the bleachers. Point Concordia back within 3 as Cooper drops back again for the serve. Cooper tosses it up, sends it across. Herford passing over to Kozakowski. Kozakowski across. Now Valley sets up Votto. Reception, Foley keeps it up. Valley has to pass it across. Juno to Cooch, sets up Mitchell. Foley, backwards toss over. Pass over to Kozakowski, tipped at the line. Valley sets up Foley, down, but kept up. Alverno playing great defense right now. Votto. And they're going to call a violation against Alverno. And the point goes over to Concordia. So the Cougars keep their momentum up. 3-0 run out of the timeout. Cooper will continue the serve. Harmony Cooper tosses it up, sends it across. Kozakowski to Cooch to Mitchell. Now Valley setting up Hunt. It's behind Hunt. She just has to stay flat-footed and get it over. And the return from Cooch is over the back line and out of bounds. So the Cougars, they get where they really wanted out of the timeout. They get a run, 4-0 scoring run for Concordia, brings it back within 1. Cooper sends it over. Cooch sets up Mitchell, blocked at the line, stays on the Cougars' end, and Hunt can't keep it up. Alverno will take possession back, bring it back to a 2-point lead as Brooklyn Herford drops back for the serve. Herford up and over. Day to Valley, over to Hunt. Powered through the defense. Lily Hunt makes up for the mistake with a kill. And it's back to a 1-point game, 8-7 Alverno, as into the game and headed back to serve is Beatrice Concalves. Concalves tosses it up, sends it over. Kozakowski, iffy reception, and we're even, 8-8. Kate Foley just slapped it back over. Alverno can't receive cleanly. And we're even at 8. Cougars claw back into it after going down 7-2. Herford all the way over to Needham. And more miscommunication, this time between Gonsalves and Day, as it's off of Day's knees, it looked like, and to the ground. And Coach Palmer not looking the most pleased with what he's seeing out on the court, looking a bit stressed on the sideline. Herford sends it across. That's Bianca Herford. Kept up, nearly in the bleachers, but they save it. Sent over by King. Valley over to Foley! How about that hot sauce? Kate Foley slams it down to the near corner, and we're back even at 9. Foley sends it across. King all the way over. Day slams it, kept up by Herford. Needham, iffy reception. Cougars send it back over. Needham again, back row, and it's kept up. The Cougars fighting for their lives, and the dump off from Valley goes to ground for the kill. I mean, what that looked like to me was a last-second reception on the back row went straight into the face of Janelle White and up. That counts as a touch, it counts as a pass, and it works out for the Cougars. White to Valley, just taps it across. And Quevedo can't keep that one in bounds. We're back even at 10. Back for the serve is Elise Kozakowski. Up and over. Received by White. Valley sets for Quevedo. And the official just punches that to the ground as it goes into her. Point Cougars. They take that lead back 11-10. As White drops back for the serve. Janelle White tosses it up, sends it over, and out of bounds. Another service error for the Cougars, their 4th of the day, and we're back even at 11. Needham across. Valley sets for Cooper, down! Or trade in points in RF, as it's now 12-11. Valley across. Herford setting over to King. Miscommunication on the front line between Mitchell and King. And no one gets up there, goes to ground. Now a 2-point lead for the Cougars, their largest lead of the set. As Valley tosses it up, sends it over. Received by Herford. Now Bianca Herford over to King. Too much on it, over the back corner and out to make it a 3-point lead for Concordia. 14-11 CUC. Valley across. Herford sets for Mitchell. Kept up by Valley. White now over to Day. And down! Long shot from Day. No one watching the back row on Alverno's end. It's a 4-point lead for Concordia Chicago. The Cougars flipping the script. They're up 15-11. Valley's serve is up and into the net. Another service error for the Cougars. Their 5th of the day now. 15-12 as Cherisi Cooch drops back for the serve. Cooch gets it over. Hunt receives. Valley sets up Day. Cooch. Kozakowski to Juneau. Hunt. Valley Day. Alverno keeps it up in an awkward way, but they keep it up. And Valley taps it up in the air out of the reach of everyone. And it's out of bounds. Point Alverno. 2 in a row for the Inferno. 13-15 now as CUC sends it across. Foley to Valley. It's a poor set. Mistimed. Hunt can't get over there. Has to slap it into the net. And Alverno is back within 1. First service error of the day for Alverno. CUC sends it straight into the net, so the Cougars catch a break. And stop bleeding, bring possession back over to their side. 16-14 Concordia as Day is back for the serve. Kozakowski to CUC. King gets it across. Day. Valley. Here's Foley. Valley passing up for Foley. Kept up in the air. King punches it over. Saved by Valley. Kozakowski to King. Box down at the line. Hunt gets up there. Lily Hunt's third block of the day. And it's a 3-point lead again for Concordia. (17-14) CUC as Day high serve sends it across. Put up in the air and straight into the arms of the official. She makes the catch, rolls it out to the game day crew. Point Cougars as they're back up to a 4-point lead. It's 18-14 CUC. Received by Hereford to CUC. King off the top of the net. And down. Point Alverno. As it took the officials a long time to confirm it was tipped. Looked pretty clearly tipped off of the Cougars. Up and over. King sends it to White. Valley sets Hunt. More hot sauce. Lily Hunt, a power shot to the back row. Back to a 4-point lead for the Cougars. That prompts the first timeout of the quarter of the set from Coach Newton. They'll take a break on the court, try to get things together. We'll take a break here at the Cougar Sports Center. We'll be back in just a minute. Welcome back to the Cougar Sports Network. 19-15 lead for Concordia Chicago as Harmony Cooper continues the Cougars' possession. High serve across. CUC passing over to Kozakowski, chasing it down, flips it over, inbounds. The Cougars let it fall. And Alverno gets the point out of the timeout, back to a 3-point deficit, 19-16. Hereford across. And straight down, miscommunication again. on the serve receive. 2-point lead. Herford sends it over. Kept up. Hunt pushes it across. Cooch sets up Juno. Blocked. Kept up. And eventually down. Point Inferno. Alverno brings it back within 1. Herford tosses it up, sends it over. Day to Valley, sets up Foley. High reception. Slapped over by King. Valley sets up Cavado. Kept up. Cooch to Kozakowski. Blocked down! Lily Hunt again! A force at the line. And the Cougars have that 2-point lead back. It's 20-18. Concordia, Chicago. As now Gonsalves back into the game, serves it over. Cooch sets up Needham! Woo! Mary Needham powers that one to ground. Back to a 1-point game. Bianca Herford back for the serve. Herford across. Received by Day. Valley sets Cavado, who responds with a shot of her own to the ground. 21-19 Cougs. And off of that, Kate Foley will drop back for the serve. Foley up across. Cooch passing over to Needham. Kept up by Foley. Valley sets Day. Mid-range shot. Out of bounds. Point Alverno. Bit too much. Coast to coast on that shot. Sent it into the water. Back to a 1-point game. Alverno serving. And it's Elise Kozakowski on the serve. Kozakowski's been driving the Inferno offense today. 7 kills on a .417 hit percentage. Valley to Day. Kept up by Herford. Herford chases it down, and King can't punch it over. Late communication on who's going to get the pass. Back to a 2-point lead for CUC as Janelle White drops back to serve. Janelle White gets this one across. Herford passes to Cooch, who just has to send it across. White to Valley, sets Cooper! Herford keeps it up. King. Perfectly placed! You can't find a spot much better than that! King. As much in the corner as you can get it. And it's back within a 1-point game. 22-21. Needham across. Valley sets Cooper. Floater kept up by King. Cooch to King. White. Valley taps it across. Cooch sets up King. Now Valley will set up Day. Kept up by Kozakowski. Straight back down from the Cougars. Kept up and over. Alverno fighting to stay alive, but it won't be enough. Harmony Cooper finally sends that one to ground. Inferno staying alive longer than they expected, but it's back to a 2-point game. Isabel Valley dropping back for the serve. Two teams trading points. If Alverno wants to get back in it, they'll need a couple consecutive. Kozakowski to Cooch to King. And that'll get down, tips down at the line by the Cougars' front wall. And it's a 1-point game. So there it is again. They're trading points back and back and back and forth and back and forth. We're hovering at that 1 to 2 point gap. The Inferno need consecutive points to get back in the game. Sent over by Cooch. Valley sets up Day. Cooch over to King. And that's out of bounds. but it's tipped. The call is that the Cougars tipped it. The Cougars players weren't aware that they'd tipped it. And now Lily Hunt talking to the tower official, Coach Palmer talking to the near official. 2 judges called it Cougars point, 2 judges called it tipped. There's a conversation as the overriding authority now. And Coach Palmer, upset off of that call, is going to call a timeout. So these officials are earning no love from either of these teams so far today. Alverno upset with a couple calls in set 1. The Cougars now trying to bounce back from a tough break in set 2 as Alverno has managed to bring the momentum back to their side and even things up at 23. Through this second set, the Cougars hitting at a 180 hit percentage, slightly less errors in their first set, slightly less assists, slightly less kill percentage. So they're playing a bit cleaner. They have cleaned it up a lot since the opening to the game. But it hasn't been enough to run away with it. Alverno playing some great volleyball towards the end of the set to bring things back even at 11. Cheristy Cooch on the serve, gets it over. Foley receives. Valley sets up Day. Blocked at the line. No one keeps it up. And the Inferno are going to call a timeout. Alverno now down to their last point. Trying to say it. We'll take a break for that final break. We'll see who comes out on top right after this in a couple minutes. And we are back in River Forest for set points. Rosemary Brenner back to serve for the Cougars, who lead 24-23. Alverno just needs 1 point to send it to extra volleyball. Cooch sets up King, gets it across. Valley, White, Hunt. Kept up by Hereford, over from King. Valley to Hunt again. Kept up again, Juno, Cooch, King, over, out! They're gonna call it down. Another tough call. And we're tied at 24. Holly King places it right on the line. It's 24-24. Make it 24-25. Alverno suddenly in control with set point.
For the Inferno, number 10, Holly King will serve for set point.
King across. Valley sets Cooper. Cooper keeps the Cougs alive. It's 25-25.
And number 24, Harmony
Votto now coming into the game for Janelle White, giving the Cougars some more presence on the front line. Harmony Cooper will toss it up and send it over. Hereford receives. Cooch sets up Kozakowski. Brenner to Valley to Foley. It is down! King can't keep it up, and the Cougars back in the driver's seat, 26-25. Set point for the Cougars. Cooper up and over. Errant reception gives the Cougars the win in set number 2. Harmony Cooper sends it back from whence it came. And Concordia Chicago fights through Alverno's fight back and takes set number 2 at a score of 27-25, making it a 2-0 lead on the day for Concordia Chicago. They'll look to close things out in set number 3. We'll be back for that set in just a couple minutes here on the Cougar Sports Network. Welcome back to River Forest for set number 3. Concordia Chicago on top, 2-0, looking to close out a sweep here in the third set. There was some nail biters through the first two. Set number 1, a score for the Cougars 25-23, and the Cougars take set number 2, 27-25. Some close volleyball being played so far in River Forest, as both of these teams look to pick up their first NAC win of the season, and the Cougars on track to do so through 2. They have a 2-0 lead as Isabel Valley drops back for the serve. Valley tosses it up, sends it over. Hereford to Cooch, sets up Mitchell, and Alverno draws blood quickly. It's 1-0 Inferno. Mitchell just powering through the block and forcing it to ground. Cooch across. Foley to Valley. Sets up Day. Blocked into the pin. Point Cougars. Even at 1 as Rosemary Brenner comes into the game to serve. Brenner across. King to Cooch, sets up Mitchell, kept up by Cooper. Foley over. King. Blocks and down on the Cougars' end. King powers it through the Cougars' front line. And Alverno back in front 2-1. White to Brenner. Long ball over to Foley, who just passes it across. Juneau again past the block at the front line of CUC. Cooper and Foley just not getting enough power on to send it back. Just rolls past their hands and off the net and down. Foley receives. No one there to get the reception. Miscommunication, chaos on the Cougars' end to start a set for the second set in a row. It's 3-point lead for Alverno as the Inferno are on a 3-point run. Hunt can't end the run there. Cooch over to Kozakowski, keeps it going down on the line. 4-point run for Alverno. It's 5-1. King tosses it up, sends it over. Brenner to Valley. Cooper over. Brenner keeps it up. Valley sets for Foley. Out of bounds, point Cougars. Harmony Cooper now back for the serve. Cooper across. Cooch sets up Juneau. Batted back and forth. Valley now setting Hunt. Floater! Now Kozakowski can't get through the block. Cooch sets up Mitchell. Cavado catches her own block. And Alverno back up by 4, 6-2. Hereford sends it across. Foley to Valley. Cavado. Now King just looking to shove it over. Called for a double touch. And the Cougars will take possession back to a 3-point game as Gonsalves back into the game for the serve. Gonsalves across. Up for Needham. Hard shot to ground. Back to a 4-point lead. 7-3 Alverno. These two squads trading points for the last couple hits. Bianca Hereford back for the serve. Foley, errant reception. Slammed down by Needham. 5-point lead for Alverno as Rachel Livesey steps out on the court for the first time today, subbed in for Kate Foley. Coach Palmer trying to make some changes as his team starts to slide in set number 3. Across, received by Brenner. Valley sets for Livesey. Kept up by Hereford. King sets Kozakowski. Gonsalves to Valley. Cavado can't get it down. Second time! Ava Cavado gets the job done, and the Cougars take possession back. 4-point game, 8-4 as Livesey drops back to serve. Livesey tosses it up, sends it across. CUC sets for Needham. And White can't keep it up. Back over to the Inferno. We're still trading points in River Forest. It's 9-5 Alverno. This is a better sign for the Inferno than when they went up by 5 last set. You would be content with trading points to the end. And we're still going to say trading points as Kozakowski sends that straight into the net. The second service error of the day for Alverno to give possession back to the Cougs. 4-point difference, 9-5. Janelle White into the game and serving. CUC up for Needham. It's a floater, and it's down. Keep the trades coming. Still a 5-point lead. 10-5 Alverno. Needham across, Livesey to Valley, sets up Day. Off the pin, point Alverno. Not trading points, Alverno. 2 consecutive, they lead by 6, their largest lead of the day. As Andrew Palmer calls his first time out of the set. They try and figure things out on the Cougars end. We'll take a break here on the Cougar Sports Network and be back in just a minute for more Cougar Volleyball. And we are back on the Cougar Sports Network. The Alverno Inferno, their largest lead of the day, 6-5 by 6 points. And it's an ace! Not what the Cougars want coming out of the timeout. Sent across, received by Day. Valley sets up Cooper, floater, kept up. CUC now setting up King. Livesey can't keep it up. 8-point lead for Alverno. Needham gets it down. Day let it go, and it's on the line. An ace. 9-point lead, Alverno. As out of the game for the first time today is Isabel Valley. Into the game for the Cougars is Jordan Brown. (14-5) in favor of Alverno. Day keeps it up, set up for Brown! Into the game, instant impact! Ends the run. And she is immediately straight back out of the game, but she got the job done. The Cougars end the Alverno run, stop the bleeding. It's an 8-point deficit as Isabel Valley drops back to serve. Valley across. CUC sets up Mitchell. Floater kept up by Valley. Day slaps it over. How about that court awareness? From India Day to see the gap in the Alverno defense and just slap it to the back corner. Seven-point deficit. Valley over. CUC sets up King. Blocked, but it's out of bounds. Point Alverno. 15-7 is the score. Cooch back for the serve. Cooch across. Livesey receives. Valley passing up. Hunt just shoves it over. Cooch, dump off. Valley sets Day. Spikes it. Down. Keep up the trades. It's 15-8 now. 7-point deficit as Rosemary Brunner comes back into the game for the serve. Brenner tosses it up, sends it across. Cooch sets up Mitchell. Too close to the line. Harmony Cooper prevents Mitchell from getting a clean shot off. Shoves it straight back down. 6-point deficit as the Cougars continue to take up consecutive points. Brenner across. Cooch passing up to King. And she finds the gap on the near side to bring possession back to Alverno. 16-9 is the score. And back to serve is Holly King. King sends it over. Brenner receives. Set up for Hunt. Through the block. And it is a net violation tagged on Alverno. 6 point is the gap again as Harmony Cooper is back for the serve. Cooper across. Kept up by King. Straight to the line. Tipped back over by Cooch, and no one is there to send it across. We've seen that a couple of times. Alverno giving up on the play a little bit. It's not enough that it's a major issue, but it has cost them a couple points. 5-point gap now. Cooper sends it over. And a rotation error tagged against Alverno. The Cougars back within 4. Cooper continuing her serve. Up and over. Herford receives. Cooch sets up Kozakowski. Brenner. Valley all the way across to Livesey. And it's off the pin. Point Alverno, so that ends the Cougars' run. It's back to a 5-point gap. As back to serve is Brooklyn Herford. Herford across, received by Brenner. Valley to Cavado. Now Cooch sets up Kozakowski, tipped. Livesey keeps it up. Cavado to Livesey into the net. And Coach Palmer going to take his second time out, still at a 6-point deficit for the Cougars. Concordia clawed back within 4, lose 2 consecutive, and it's still a sizable gap for the Cougars. Alverno playing their best volleyball of the day in set number 2. A .417 hit percentage, just 2 errors and 12 kills, 11 assists. And at this level of volleyball, we've seen it a lot this year. It's about clean volleyball, and it has been a clean volleyball this set for Alverno. The Cougars just slightly less clean volleyball. And it's led to a 6-point lead for the Inferno as Coach Palmer steps into the huddle to talk to his team, try and get them back in it. Six-point lead for Alverno. Herford across, Foley to Valley, Hunt, tough play! And she forces an error by Needham. So the Cougs get the point out of the timeout, back to a 5-point game as Beatriz Gonçalves heads back for the serve. Set up for Needham, floater, Brenner. To Valley, over to Foley, blocked at the line, kept up by Brenner. Okay, Votto has to get out in front of it. Now Kozakowski on the near side, kept up by Valley. Foley, mid-ranger, kept up. Cooch to Juno, just slapped back down by Votto, and the Cougs are back within 4. Four points is the gap. Gonçalves continuing to serve. Kozakowski to Herford. King just has to send it over. Brenner to Foley, who also just has to send it over. Herford, Cooch, Needham floater. Now Valley sets Votto. Back line out of bounds. Point Alverno. Back to a 5-point gap. As into the game and headed back to serve is Bianca Herford. Herford will toss it up and send it over. Dump off from Valley! It's down, it's for a point. Isabel Valley hasn't done it in a bit in the game. And she goes back to the dump off to pick up a point. She stays aggressive. It's back to a 4-point deficit as Kate Foley drops back for the serve. Foley up and across. And she can't get it over the net. A service error. And Alverno cracks 20 for the first time this set. They lead by 5. They're 5 away from winning set number 2. Kozakowski gets it over. Valley sets Foley into the net. Back-to-back errors for Kate Foley. And it's a 6-point lead for Alverno. Kozakowski across. Valley, a poor pass. It's down. Cooch just goes for the kill shot and gets it across. And the Inferno lead by 7. They're within 3. It's 22-15 as Jordan Brown comes back into the game. Cross. Gonçalves sets up Day, who has to reach out, and she gets it over and down. So the Cougs take the point back. They're up to 16. Gaps at 6. 16-22. Janelle White tosses it up and sends it across. Cooch sets up Needham. No one there on the back line. And the Inferno are within 2. It's 23-16. Needham over. Day to Gonçalves to Brown. Too much on the floater. It's out of bounds. Set point now for Alverno.
Mary Needham will serve for set point.
Day receives. Gonçalves sets Foley. Middle. Point Cougars. Needham can't handle the shot. And the Cougars, 17-24, Concordia Chicago needs 7 straight to force extra volleyball. Valley to serve it over. Gets it across. Cooch sets up Mitchell. Cougs stay alive. Cooper with the block. It's a 6-point gap. Valley across. Errant reception into the bleachers.
Valley, point Cougar.
3 in a row for Concordia. And we're going to get our first timeout of the set from Alverno to try and stop the Cougars' momentum and get this set over with. We'll see if they can do that in just a minute. We'll take a break here on the Cougar Sports Network. We'll be back shortly for the remainder of set number 3. And we are back in set number 3. Alverno 1 point away from picking up their first set win of the day. They lead by 5 and are at set point 24-19, but the Cougars have possession as Isabel Valley will continue the serve. King receives. Herford over to King, long shot. And it wins it! Valley can't receive it cleanly. No one picks up the pass.
25, Cougars 19.
And Alverno picks up their first set win of the day, and they want to play some more volleyball. We will head to set number 4 and see if Alverno can keep this run going here on the Cougar Sports Center. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. We are back for set number 4 between the Cougars and the Inferno here in River Forest, as Alverno managed to force the 4th set with a 25-19 set 3 win. And they're going to look to keep that momentum rolling in set number 4 to try and force a 5th set and get some more work done towards completing the rare reverse sweep Cougars, and they'll look to shut them down and finish the job right in set number 4. I'm Jonathan Chair of the Cougar Sports Network here with Lydia Vonderhaar. And Lydia, what do you think changed between the first 2 sets and set 3 that allowed Alverno to take control and pick up the biggest win in any of the 3 sets so far?
I would say that they started trusting each other more, and their communication has definitely gone up. And with the trust and communication, that always leads to a lot more points.
Absolutely. You look at those errors numbers. The errors are down. The hitting percentage up. The assist numbers are up as well for Alverno. King can't get it over. Blocked down. Cooper across. And the Cougars draw first blood. Brenner back for the serve. Sends it over. That's set up for Mitchell. Janelle White keeps it up, but can't get it to anybody. It's into the bleachers. And it's a 1-1 tie. Alverno responding early. King sends it over. And miscommunication on the back line between Brenner and White. It's into the scorer's table, and Alverno's back on top 2-1. Brenner manages to keep the serve off the net up. Hunt just sends it over from mid-range, and it drops in! Lily Hunt just trying to keep the play alive. Picks up a kill, her 12th of the day, and we're back even at 2. That's set up for Mitchell, tipped by the Cougars and out of bounds. Point Alverno. Back for the serve is Brooklyn Hereford. Valley sets up Hunt. And it's blocked, but on the wrong side of the net. Point Cougars. And back into the game is Gonsalves. Out of the game is Hunt, and Gonsalves will drop back the serve. Gonsalves across. Hereford can't receive cleanly. Only put up one arm. And the Cougars back in front 4-3. Gonsalves sends it across. That's put up for Needham. Floater batted back and forth. King to Cooch to Juno, and White can't receive it cleanly. It's out of bounds. Point Alverno, back even at 4. Brenner receives. Valley sets up Foley. Cooch over to Kozakowski. Long shot received by White. Valley sets up Cavado. Can't get it down. King to Kozakowski. And that's down. Point Alverno. The Inferno back in front 5-4. Close volleyball being played to kick things off in the 4th set. Herford across, Foley gets it to Valley. Heck of a dump off from the freshman to get it down. Brings things back over to the Cougars. And we're even at 5. Day back into the game. Foley back for the serve. Kate Foley will send it across. Received by Herford. Dump off from Cooch. Valley sets up Tay! Gets up there, gets it down. Cougars back in front, 6-5. Up by 1, Kate Foley continues to serve. Received by Herford. Chasing it down as Cooch King picks up the slack. Needham! Mid-range shot to ground. And we're back even at 6. Neither of these teams can seem to pick up more than 2 points in a row. And there's a quick check on Cooch. Took a hit to the face on that last play. She's good. She stays in the game. And dropping back to serve is number 19, Kozakowski. White receives. Valley sets up Cavado. Blocked to the line. Cavado keeps it up. Valley now over to Day. Cooch sets up King. Floater. Kept up by Gonsalves. Valley sets up Day again. That's a power shot. Herford can't handle it. It's into the bleachers. And the Cougs are in front, 7-6. White sends it over. That's set up for Needham. Valley over to Day. Slapped down. Day gets it over. Point Cougs! 2-point lead for Concordia Chicago, largest of the set for either team. It's 8-6 CUC. Janelle White back to serve it over. Set up for Needham and down point Alverno. And a 2-point lead for the Cougars, but still not more than 2 points in a row. Back to a 1-point gap as Mary Needham drops back to serve. And service error. That one's over and out. So the Cougars take the point back, 9-7. Valley sends it over. Herford keeps it up. Sent back over. Valley sets up Hunt. Too much for Herford to handle. 3-point lead for the Cougars. It's 10-7. Back to serve is Valley. Valley tosses it up, sends it over. Herford receives. Set up for Mitchell. Too much on it. 4-point lead for Concordia Chicago. It's 11-7. Valley continues her serve. Herford sets up King. Blocked into the pinpoint Alverno, so the Inferno stop the bleeding. Bring it back to a 3-point gap. Back to serve is Cheristy Cooch. Cooch sends it across. Day receives. Valley passes it back over to Day. Jump shot. Kept up by King. King over the line. White. Valley. Day. Too much to handle again. The Cougars setting up the attacks they want. It's finally working out. Back to a 4-point lead. It's 12-8 Concordia. Redder back to serve. Received by Kozakowski. Cooch sets up Mitchell. Kept up by White. Valley to Hunt. Pushes it over. Kept up. And King just has to send it over. White passes it up for Hunt. Hard shot kept up by Cooch. Hereford sends it over to King. Switches fields. Now Cooper, hard shot! Tipped out of bounds by the Inferno, and Concordia leads by 5. It's 13-8. The Cougars finally put in that distance between them and Alverno. Brenner back for the serve, sends it over, and out of bounds. So the Cougars lose the momentum on the service error. Still have a 4-point lead as Holly King drops back to serve with a 4-point lead. King tosses it up and over. White receives, Aaron reception, Valley keeps it over, Cooper sends it over. King over to Kozakowski, off the block, kept in by Foley. Now Foley floats it over, Kozakowski to Cooch, sets Juno. White receives. Now Foley goes for the middle, Cooch. Sets up Kozakowski, over the block, kept up by Valley. White to Foley, off the net, kept up by Hereford, straight back over. Foley got aggressive and sent it out the back line. Consecutive points for Alverno, and they're back within 3. Back to serve again is King, who sends it over, received by White. Set up by Valley for Hunt. Now Cooch sets Mitchell, box out by Cooper! And the Cougars bring it back over to their end, and they keep it at a 4-point lead. Cooper sends it over. Errant reception. Violation tagged on Cooch, and it's a 5-point lead for Concordia, 15-10.
Cougars serving with 15, it's serving with 10.
Cooper back for the serve again. Gets it over. Cooch sets up Mitchell. Now Valley will set up Hunt. Off the net and down! No one watching the near side. It's the largest lead of the set for Concordia at 6. And we have a timeout taken by Alverno. Coach Newton takes their first of the set as they try to get their team back in it and keep their day alive in set number 4. We'll be back in a minute on the Cougars Sports Network. Welcome back to the Cougar Sports Network. Concordia Chicago leading Alverno 16-10 in set 4. They're one set away from winning the game. They have a 2-1 set lead as Harmony Cooper drops back to serve. The Cougars are on a 3-0 scoring run as Cooper sends it over. King to Cooch, to Mitchell, blocked at the line. Mitchell over, kept up by Valley. Cavado to Foley, blocked at the line again. Now Hunt from the far side. Hereford to Cooch, over to Kozakowski, blocked at the line, kept up by Cavado. Now Foley running up to get it over. Passed over to Kozakowski, out of bounds, point Cougars. Concordia leads by 7. 4-0 run as Cooper continues her serve. Cooch to Kozakowski. Brenner to Foley, over. Cooch to Juneau, down. So Alverno stops the bleeding and brings it back to a 6-point cap. They're going to have to go on a run sometime soon to get back in it. Sent over by Hereford. Now Hunt. Blocked at the line and straight down. 2 in a row for Alverno. It's a 5-point game, 17-12. Hereford across. Brenner to Valley to Cavado. Now it'll be Cooch to Kozakowski. Blocked the line, kept up by King. Cooch to Juneau. Floater down! 3 in a row for Alverno. The Inferno finding the momentum they need. Hereford will continue her serve. Brenner to Valley, sets up Hunt. Tipped out of bounds. And Lily Hunt brings it back over to the Cougars. It's an 18-13 game. Cougars lead by 5. They're 7 away from winning the game. Gonsalves into the game to serve. She'll toss it up and send it over. Received by King. Cooch sets Needham. Floater. Gonsalves over Foley's shot. Too much sauce on it. It's out of bounds. It's a fact to being a 4-point game. Alverno will take the serve back, and Bianca Hereford will drop back to serve. Hereford over. Received by Foley. Valley sets Cavado off the net. Hereford passing for Kozakowski. Tipped, kept up by Cavado. Foley pushes it over. Cooch sets Needham. Shot kept up by White. Cavado to Foley. Floater. Now Cooch will set Kozakowski. Tipped, kept up by Gonsalves. Valley sets Foley. Floater. Kept up. Cooch to Needham. Floater. That one's double touched. Point Alverno. They win the long play. Coach Palmer has a question about something that happened on that play. He's having a discussion with the near side official. And there's some call, no call in there that he doesn't like, but it's back to being a 3-point game. 15-18 Alverno clawing their way back as Hereford sends it over. Brenner to Valley. High pass for Foley, who's barely able to get it over. Cooch sets Needham. Foley to Valley. Mid-ranger from Brenner. Kept up. Cooch punches it over. Valley sets Foley straight into the net. It's a 2-point game. Alverno on a 3-point run has made it a 2-point game. And Coach Palmer calls a timeout. He wants to stop the bleeding as Alverno brings the momentum back over to their side. They'll take a break on the court. We'll take a break here at the Cougar Sports Center. We'll be back in just a minute. And welcome back to the Cougar Sports Network. Serve over, Brenner sends it right back where it came from, but the Cougars stay alive. Foley on the near side. Received by Herford. Cooch to Kozakowski. Brenner keeps it up. Foley just has to send it over. Needham receives. Cooch sets for Needham. Into the face of Foley, but it stays up. Cooch sends it over. Cavado over the net. Now Kozakowski from the far side, kept up by Gonsalves. Needham on the rebound, straight into Janelle White. It's slapped down, and Alverno is back within one. Herford sends it over. Valley sets for Cavado. Now it's set for Kozakowski. Blocked over! And the Cougars stop the run. They bring it back to a 2-point lead. It's 19-17 Concordia. As they'll take the serve back. Dropping back to serve is Jordan Brown. Foley sends it across. Needham gets it down. Point Alverno. They bring it right back. They're back within one. Sent over, Valley sets up Day, and Day, 16th kill of the game, and she brings possession back over to the Cougars. 2-point lead for CUC, Janelle White back to serve. Received by Herford. Set for Needham. White to Day. Received by Herford again. Set for Needham, out of bounds, point Concordia, back to a 3-point lead.
Point Cougar.
White back for the serve, she'll toss it up and send it over. Cooch can't keep it up in play. Concordia, a 3-point run, they lead by 4. As Coach Newton calls their last time out of the set. The gap's at 4. Concordia is just 3 away from winning the game. As Alverno tries to stop the bleeding, bring it back, and pick up another run. And again, these two teams pretty statistically even in this set. Similar errors, similar kills, similar hitting percentages, similar assists. Cougars, a couple more service aces. That's where you find some of that difference. But Alverno fighting their way back, not letting the Cougars get an easy win in River Forest. The Cougars trying to fight their way to their first conference win of this season at home.
Continues to serve for the Cougars.
Back to serve for Concordia is still Janelle White. White tosses it up, gets it over, received by Herford. Cooch sets up Needham, blocked down by Day, and the Cougars lead by 5. It's 23-18, and they're just 2 away from sealing the deal. White continuing the serve, gets it over. Received by King. Cooch sets for King. And Alverno is not done yet. Holly King, her 14th kill of the day. She sends it to the back row, and they're back within 4, a 4-point gap, as Mary Needham is back to serve. Day receives, Valley sets for Day. Needham receives, King keeps it up, but can't do it cleanly, and it's a set point. The Cougars at 24, and with a 5-point lead, it's match point as Isabel Valley drops back to serve. Valley up, over. Cooch sets for King. They're not done yet. Holly King to the back line again. And she brings Alverno to 20. Stays match point. The Inferno need 4 straight points to force extra volleyball. Foley receives. Valley sets Cooper. Cooch to King. White receives. Valley. Day. Cougars win! India Day seals the deal, and Concordia Chicago wins it and picks up their first conference win of the season. 3-1 with a 25-20 set 4 victory.
Concordia wins today's match 3-1.
The Cougars get back up after losing in set number 3 and pick up a big win to get their conference win record above and in the positives. Cougars move to 1-4 in conference. Alverno drops to 0-5 in conference. Cougars powered by big days from both India Day and Lily Hunt. Day, 18 kills, just 3 errors, a .405 hitting percentage from the freshman. A great performance on the offensive end over on Alverno. Holly King and Mary Needham doing everything they could to keep their team in it, but it wasn't enough. 15 kills for King, 12 kills for Needham. Isabel Valley starting at setter today for Concordia. 44 assists for the freshman. Sherry Cooch, 37 on her end, as the Cougars pick up the 3-1 set win in River Forest. Concordia will move on from here to take on Benedictine University this Wednesday on the road. Alverno, they move on from here, and it does not get easier. The current first place in conference, St. Norbert, is next up on their schedule this upcoming Thursday, October 16th. As I'll do it here for the game in River Forest. But don't go away, we'll be right back in just a minute for a post-game interview with India Day from the victorious Cougars in just a moment. What's up, Cougar Nation? I'm Jonathan Shear with the Cougar Sports Network here after the Cougars picked up a big 3-1 win over the Alverno Inferno, and I'm here with one of those victorious Cougars, India Day. India, congratulations on your first conference win of the season. And I think that's what we'll touch on first, is your first conference win of the season. You guys have had a tough start to the conference slate. You've gone up against some tough opponents. You've had some tough losses. How does it feel from your guys' perspective as a team to get over that hurdle and get that first conference win knocked out?
A lot better. It definitely gives us a lot more momentum going into the next couple of games, and I think as long as we keep the same energy that we had and shake off all those mistakes, we're going to be good.
And you just mentioned mistakes. That's something you guys actually did a great job of cleaning up today. We look at your own stat line from the day, 17 kills, only 3 errors, a hitting percentage above 400, and you weren't the only player on your team that minimized the errors as well. You guys played very clean today, and there were some rough spots out there, but you guys bounced back from those very quickly and played a lot of clean volleyball. Has that been something you guys have been focusing on as of late?
Yes, definitely in practice, working on just moving past those errors, but also learning how to correct them and different shots that we can use.
And there were a couple spots there. You look at set 3, probably the roughest set for you guys. You went on a couple long runs that Alverno had. How do you bounce back from that, and how do you kind of adjust mid-game when you go up against adversity like that?
Definitely just picking each other up, making sure that nobody's in their head, and then just keep pushing forward. That was a game that we definitely had, and we held each other accountable for our mistakes as well.
And you just mentioned a minute ago more of the conference season, keeping that momentum going. You travel on from here to take on Benedictine on the road in Lisle this Wednesday. So coming off of your first conference win, what do you really want to do, both from that mental standpoint, but also that technical standpoint, to keep that momentum going and pick up more wins in the conference play?
Definitely just playing how we did today. We played loose, very confident. It fell at times, but again, picking each other up is what really held us together.
Absolutely. Well, that'll do it from our post-game interview for today's match. India, again, congratulations on a big win and a great day for you yourself.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for joining us.
Of course.
And like we mentioned, Cougars back in action this Wednesday, taking on Benedictine University on the road in Lisle, Illinois. You'll be able to follow all the action from that through CUCougars.com. Once again, I'm Jonathan Shear with the Cougar Sports Network. Thank you for joining us, and as always, roll Cougs.